Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Keswick Ripple Podcast. My name is Jim Lang. I'm the Assistant to the President and CEO and Director of Guest Services here at America's Keswick. And each week we want to bring you a testimony that we hope encourages your heart and life. One of the most dynamic parts of our ministry is that when a man or woman comes into one of our programs and is radically changed by the gospel of Jesus Christ, they're then sent back out into their churches, communities, and families, and God uses them in a mighty way. And so today I want to introduce you to Matt. And Matt is a graduate of the Colony of Mercy. He is currently in the Discipleship program. So Matt, thank you for taking some time to share your story. So why don't you start out by telling everyone kind of what life was like before coming to the Colony?
Before the Colony, my life was chaotic, running around without a hope, a future, a plan. It was, no consequences, no repercussions to what I was doing. I thought there were none, but chaos, just no happiness, no meaning.
So how did you hear about the Colony and what finally made you decide to come?
Well, I grew up in Whiting, where Keswick is, and my mother grew up on these grounds. 2014, my brother came through the Colony. So my first time coming through was 2016, and I came through because I saw what God was doing in his life. God used him in a mighty way to get me here. And what made me come back this time is a suicide attempt that brought me to the end of myself. God used that. Genesis 50:20 says, what was meant for evil, God uses for good. And brought me all the way to the end of myself to get me here today.
So you mentioned you were here once before in 2016, came back this past year. What do you think is the main difference between last time and this time that you're here?
Complete surrender. I was holding on to that little corner of the tissue, and God wants it all. Complete surrender, and He's not done with me.
What do you think the main thing that God's been really pressing on your heart this time around while you've been here?
Patience and forgiveness is what He keeps on pushing on me. I had a problem forgiving a lot of things in my life, and He's showing me that what I'm forgiven for and the ultimate price that was paid for my forgiveness, who am I to not give that?
So the Colony program is a 4-month program. There's an additional 3 months that you can sign up for voluntarily, and that's called Discipleship. And you decided to stay for Discipleship. What went into making that decision to stay?
I didn't make that decision, God did. I mean, the overwhelming peace that I have here, it was very clear. Stay, I'm not done with you. I want more alone time. There's no place like America's Keswick that you're going to get the alone time with God for the amount of time that you have here to really get right. And He made it very clear to stay.
So more than likely, there's probably someone watching this podcast who's struggling with addiction. What would you say to them this afternoon?
I would say that that's not what we're created for. That God has a plan, a purpose for their life, and the Almighty Creator wants you to come to Him to have a living, walking, talking relationship with Him.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Matt, for sharing a little bit of your story. We hope Matt's testimony was an encouragement to your heart and life. Please join us next week, and we'll see you then. Have a great day.